Picture this, it's 7:30 on a Tuesday night. Marcus, a 44-year-old high school football coach from Columbus, Ohio, has just finished dinner. Grilled chicken, rice, a couple of dinner rolls, nothing crazy. He clears his plate, drops onto the couch, flips on the game, and thinks, "I ate pretty clean today, I'm doing all right." He has no idea that inside his body right now a biochemical storm is already raging. His blood sugar is spiking. His pancreas is firing insulin like a panicked air traffic controller trying to land 200 planes at the same time. And the arteries in his chest? They're being bathed in a sugar surge that, night after night, meal after meal, acts like invisible sandpaper scraping the inside of his blood vessels. Marcus isn't diabetic. He's not even pre-diabetic. He just ate dinner. Like he does every night. And here's the part that should stop you cold. A landmark study published in Nature Metabolism found that the average American experiences over 4,000 blood sugar spikes per year, most of them happening in the 30 minutes right after eating. 4,000 times a year. And most people, like Marcus, like probably you, like definitely me before I learned this, have absolutely no idea it's happening. But here's the twist. The fix isn't a pill. It isn't a $300 glucose monitor. It isn't a supplement stack or a 5 a.m. CrossFit class, it's a walk. Not just any walk. The timing of that walk changes everything. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening inside your body, before and after you eat, and reveal which one is the metabolic superpower that most Americans are completely sleeping on. Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you will never think about a simple walk the same way again. Part 1, the crime scene inside your bloodstream. Let's go back to Marcus on that couch. Within 15 to 30 minutes of finishing his meal, glucose from those dinner rolls and that cup of rice starts flooding his bloodstream. Now imagine his bloodstream as a 6-lane interstate highway, I-70 cutting straight through Columbus. On a normal morning, traffic flows smooth. 65 miles per hour, clear skies, everyone moving. But after a meal, it's like someone opened every on-ramp at rush hour simultaneously. Bumper to bumper, gridlock. Chaos. His pancreas, a small, unassuming organ tucked quietly behind his stomach, detects the surge and sounds the alarm. It immediately begins pumping out insulin. Insulin is the traffic cop. Its job is to wave glucose off the highway and into the cells, the liver, the fat tissue, and most critically, the muscles. Get it off the road, move it along, keep traffic flowing. But here's what most people, and even a lot of general practitioners, don't fully communicate to their patients. Every time your blood sugar spikes hard and fast, those glucose molecules in high concentration act like microscopic shards of glass, scraping, scratching, and inflaming the delicate inner lining of your arteries, called the endothelium. A 2023 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that repeated post-meal glucose spikes, even in people who are not diabetic, were independently linked to a 34% increased risk of cardiovascular events over a 10-year period. Let that sink in. You don't have to be diabetic for this to matter. You just have to eat, which last I checked all of us do. And the most dangerous thing Marcus did that night wasn't the dinner rolls. IT was sitting right back down on the couch the moment he finished eating, which is essentially handing your pancreas a flamethrower and saying, "Hey buddy, good luck out there." Part 2. The secret weapon hiding in your muscles. Now here's where it gets genuinely fascinating. Stay with me. Your muscles are not just for lifting things, playing weekend basketball, or looking good at the beach. They are, without question, the largest glucose disposal organ in your entire body. And they have a secret weapon that most people, including many physicians, Anna, have never heard of. It's called GLUT4, Glucose Transporter Type 4. Think of GLUT4 transporters as a fleet of microscopic rideshare drivers, Uber, but inside your muscle cells. Normally they're parked, just sitting there, waiting for the signal from insulin to activate and come pick up glucose from your bloodstream. But here's the part that should genuinely blow your mind. When your muscles contract, when they move, those GLUT4 transporters activate through a completely separate, insulin-independent pathway. It's like discovering there's a VIP entrance to the club that completely bypasses the bouncer. No ID check, no wait. You just walk right in. The mechanism works like this. The moment your muscles start moving, an enzyme called AMPK, your body's cellular energy sensor, gets triggered. Think of AMPK as a tiny emergency dispatcher. The second it detects movement, it broadcasts, "We need fuel, we need it now." And GLUT4 transporters flood to the surface of your muscle cells like 1,000 tiny doors swinging open at once, pulling glucose directly out of your bloodstream. No insulin required, no pancreatic stress, no arterial damage. A 2022 meta-analysis published in Diabetologia confirmed that muscle contraction-induced GLUT4 activation can reduce post-meal blood glucose by up to 50% compared to just sitting still in as little as 10 minutes of light walking. 10 minutes. That's one YouTube ad break. That's half the time it takes to scroll through your TikTok For You page. And it can cut your blood sugar spike in half. Part 3. What happens when you walk before you eat? Now let's meet someone else. Dana is a 38-year-old kindergarten teacher from Austin, Texas. She sets her alarm 40 minutes early every morning, laces up her New Balances, and walks the neighborhood before she eats a single thing. No coffee, no breakfast. Just her, the sidewalk, and the sunrise. Her co-workers think she's a little intense. Her doctor thinks she's onto something. Here's what's actually happening inside Dana's body during that walk. After 8 to 10 hours of overnight fasting, her blood sugar is at baseline. Insulin is quiet. Her glycogen tank, think of it as the body's short-term fuel storage in the liver and muscles, is running low. And her body, being the brilliant adaptive machine it is, has switched fuel sources entirely. She is running on fat. In this fasted state, two key hormones, glucagon and cortisol, activate an enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase. Think of it as a molecular lockpick that breaks open fat cells and releases stored fatty acids directly into the bloodstream to be burned as fuel. 2021 study in Cell Metabolism found that people who did moderate intensity, fasted walking for just 30 minutes in the morning, showed a 20 to 30% greater rate of fat oxidation compared to people who walked after eating. And this fat-burning effect didn't just stop when the walk ended, it persisted for several hours afterward. Fitness coaches call this the afterburn, and in a fasted state, it is significantly amplified. And I want to be really clear about this because nuance matters. Fasted walking is not for everyone. If you're chronically sleep-deprived under high stress, running on empty from a demanding job or a newborn at home, high-intensity fasted exercise can actually backfire. It can push cortisol to levels that promote fat storage, particularly around the abdomen, rather than fat burning. For those folks, a gentle post-meal walk is far, far superior. Bottom line on Dana's approach, it is a powerful fat-burning tool for metabolically healthy individuals. But timing, intensity, and your personal stress load all matter enormously. Part 4. The free metabolic drug. Now let's talk about what a growing body of research is calling, and I'm not being dramatic here, a free metabolic drug. Back to Marcus in Columbus. Let's rewind his Tuesday night. Same dinner. Grilled chicken, rice, dinner rolls. But this time, when he pushes back from the table instead of heading to the couch, his wife Janelle says, "Come on, walk around the block with me." He grumbles a little. The game is on, but he goes. They walk for 12 minutes. Easy pace, just talking. He's barely breaking a sweat. He doesn't feel like he's exercising, and yet inside his body something extraordinary is unfolding. The moment Marcus's legs start moving, his GLUT4 transporters activate. His muscles become a glucose vacuum. Instead of that post-meal sugar flood sitting in his bloodstream, corroding his arteries and overloading his pancreas, it gets intercepted, pulled directly into his muscle cells, used as immediate fuel. The result is a dramatically flatter blood sugar curve. 2024 study published in Sports Medicine analyzed 17 separate clinical trials and found that a 10-minute walk taken immediately after eating reduced post-meal glucose peaks by an average of 47%. In some pre-diabetic populations, let me say this slowly so it lands, that 10-minute walk was more effective than metformin, one of the most prescribed drugs in America. A walk outperformed a pharmaceutical drug. But here's the catch, and the timing is everything. Same research showed that waiting just 30 minutes after eating to walk reduced the glucose-lowering effect by nearly 60%. The spike has already happened. You're mopping the floor while the tap is still running full blast. Sweet spot. Start walking within 15 minutes of your last bite. A slow, leisurely stroll. You don't need to power walk. You don't need compression leggings or a heart rate monitor. You just need to move. Part 5. The compound interest of your health. Now here's where it gets truly extraordinary. A 2023 longitudinal study in the Lancet Healthy Longevity tracked over 3,000 adults across 5 years. It found that people who walked just 11 minutes after each meal had a 28% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes, 22% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. Not from marathon training, not from a $200 a month gym membership, from an 11-minute walk after meals. Do this consistently, and your mitochondria multiply. Your insulin sensitivity improves. Your arteries stay cleaner, longer, and your risk of the 2 biggest killers in America starts quietly, steadily dropping. Longevity researchers call this metabolic compounding, small daily habits banking years of healthy life, like compound interest but for your body. Marcus and Janelle, they made it a routine. Every night after dinner, rain or shine, 10 to 15 minutes around the neighborhood. 6 months later, Marcus's fasting glucose dropped. His energy improved. And he started telling every dad in the bleachers at Friday night games about it. So here it is. Clear, simple, actionable. Walk before eating to maximize fat oxidation. Best in the morning, fasted at a comfortable pace. This is your fat-burning window. Walk after eating to intercept blood sugar spikes and build long-term metabolic resilience. Within 15 minutes of your last bite for at least 10 minutes. This is your artery-protecting, pancreas-saving window. If you can only do one, post-meal walking wins every time. It is the most underrated, most accessible, most research-backed free health habit on the planet. No equipment, no cost, no prescription, and your body responds to the signal immediately. Tonight, after dinner, take a 10-minute walk. It's not just a stroll. It's a message to every single cell in your body. I choose health. I choose longevity. I'm not waiting for a crisis to start caring. If this video changed the way you think about something as simple as a walk, hit that like button, share it with someone you love, and subscribe because we go this deep every single week. I'll see you in the next one.